We'll put the phone calls on hold right now. We can
Okay.
check in with our good friend over at the University of South Carolina, Dr. John Nelson, the curator and director of the A.C. Moabarium. Dr. John, welcome to Making It Grow on this warm January evening.
Well, thanks once again, Rowland. It's good to be on the show.
And what's all been going on in Columbia? I know that you've probably been out on a field trip with your class today.
We went out to Saluda Shoals Park, which is a very fine place to go and botanize. There are plenty of people walking around and kids playing, lots of dogs on leashes. Great time to be outside.
A good time to give all your students an A and buy them pizza too, isn't it?
Oh, well, something like that.
Yeah. Well, tell us about this plant that's such a mystery.
Yeah, tonight's plant is, like I said, it's a plant growing in my backyard, and it's actually a pretty easy mystery plant, I think. It's pretty commonly grown in a lot of the southeast, and it's grown as a vine, and sometimes it's grown as actually a ground cover. It will cover up your front yard if you want it to, and that way you don't have to mow any grass. This plant is mostly known for its very wonderful white flowers during the summertime, and they're extremely fragrant. So that's kind of the hint. But what I want to point out tonight is that this plant also makes these very unusual seed pods that most people don't pay too much attention to. And these seed pods ripen during the autumn, and they start to pop open about now when it's when it's supposed to be real cold, and their seeds start to dribble out. And if you look at these pods, they'll sort of remind you a little bit of a milkweed pod. And in fact, this plant is not too far off from a milkweed. It's not in the same genus as the milkweeds we know, but it is in the same family. And the seeds are real interesting because, of course, they have a little parachute attached to each one, and I'm going to show one of those in a minute. I want to give everybody an idea of how these seeds dribble out of the pod there. They're very pretty. I know you know what it is.
Well, I'm a little befuddled. It wouldn't happen to be kin to our state flower, would it?
The name kind of sounds like.
The common name might be similar, but botanically, they're really not at all related.
Well, now, you're a botanist. Why would you have a similar common name and the botanical name or family be entirely different? Now, y'all botanists confuse everybody, John.
Well, see, this is what I've been trying to tell my students, is that these common names, most of the time, are more trouble than they're worth, and so we should really be using the scientific names.
Well, maybe
And
it's just like your name or my name. They're common, aren't they? Both of the common names. Maybe we ought to be called botanical names.
Well, you know, there's nothing common about your name except that it's spelled the way that it's spelled.
I think my name's more common than yours.
I think so too.
Well, Amanda, you got any idea what it
Well,
is?
I think it's Confederate star jasmine, but I have to admit I have it growing right outside my back door on chicken wire going up, and I love to smell it. And I'm ashamed to say I've never seen the seed pods. I just had, and I've considered myself to be a pretty, careful looker. I come up with all this crazy stuff in my hat.
Well, Dr. John, your student has tagged a name on it. A, B, or F?
I guess she's going to have to get an A. That's a pretty good common name for it. It is called star jasmine. Some people will call it Confederate jasmine. And once again, that's a little bit of a problem because there is a native species that is related to this that some people call Confederate jasmine too. But it doesn't have nearly the beautiful, fragrant flowers that the star jasmine does.
My goodness.
Okay, and how bad is this plant in being invasive?
I think it's kind of a mess, and it really will get out of control, like in my yard at least. People like to trim it with get clippers and stuff in the summertime and go out and start trimming it away, and there's a problem with that too, is that this plant will produce lots and lots of latex, very sticky white latex that for some people will burn your skin. So,
okay, Dr. John, before we leave you, how about your website? Because I know we have lots of viewers that like to get in contact with you and maybe take a look at your website and find out more about the herbarium.
Okay, that'd be great. Yeah, we have a website that's pretty active, and all you got to do is type into your computer, search for www.herbarium.org. And I'd be happy to be looking this coming season at any kind of plants that people want to get identified, any sort of mysterious plants that you might have. We'll be happy to try helping you figure out what they are.